Welcome to another episode of Talking Loud with Said, guys. I'm Said, of course, and this is the show where real people talk about real shit. Today, we're going to be talking about desirability, the BBL of it all, the social media anxiety, all of the things that fall under trying to be pretty and perfect. The reason why I wanted to talk about this was because I felt like I was running into a lot of my friends and having these conversations with my friends where they were on these dating apps and they just were not feeling desirable. They weren't feeling like they were enough, right? And then I happened to watch the episode of Cam Newton's podcast with K. Michelle, and she talked about the pressures of, feeling like she had to get a BBL and she had to have this big ass booty, being in the music industry. And so it began to kind of run my gears on, why are people feeling these pressures? What's the root cause of it? What is actually pushing folks to feel like they have to lay on a table, get these surgeries that are really kind of dangerous, or really just kind of present themselves in a way that's not authentic to who they truly are. So when we talk about conversations like this, the first three people that kind of automatically came up for me, right, are Kim K, Nicki Minaj, and K. Michelle. I feel like those are the women that really influenced the BBL, right? And I feel like we saw Black women specifically having these, like I said, life-threatening surgeries to enhance these features that they naturally had, right? So you're going on the table and you on the plane and you can't sit your ass in the seat because you got to sit up because your ass just got operated on. That's crazy, right? So I wanted to know, why are people going through this? And this is not to body shame. This is not an episode of ridiculing your body, your choice. I'm in full support of that. But I just want to dig deeper into the psyche of why people take themselves through these kind of painful and problematic experiences, right? In her story, K. Michelle talked a lot about how those foreign substances and objects in her body led to her having countless surgeries. She was in and out of the hospital for years, right, getting these foreign substances moved out of her body. And I wanted to really dig deeper into what is the difference between perception and reality as it pertains to what we see online. And how does that play out in the way that we see ourselves, right? So we all have this highlight reel on Instagram that we post, right? We post our best pictures, our best angles, the best way that we look. We do it on TikTok. We do it all over social media, right? The goal is to make sure that we look the best, to make sure that people see us in our best form. But in reality, that's not who we are. And so that's completely normal. You want people to see the best version of you. And I know personally, I wake up every day and there's something that I don't like about my body every single day. I got this big ass muffin top right here. Okay. I'm hiding it with this jacket. It's called perception. So I look svelte, but when I sit down, my motherfucking belly go over my button on my pants. Okay. Cause I like to eat. Two things can exist at once. Like, you can still be confident. I'm a confident bitch. I got a little belly fat. Yeah. I'm a little thicker than I like to be, but I still exist in that confidence. And so while I know I'm also attractive, I know that I also don't fit into these like, quote unquote, like what would be deemed as like a conventionally, societally attractive guy, right? Specifically in the gay community. Most gay men, they're looking for this 6-foot, masculine trait type of guy, that is muscled up, that's rich, that has money. You hear a lot of guys say no fats, no femmes, as they so eloquently put it. And it's a continuous discussion in our community around whether or not that's just a preference or if that's internalized homophobia. And maybe it's a little bit of both, I don't know. But I do know that it has developed this larger conversation around folks in my community around whether or not they are desirable if they don't fit into this mold. I think now that we have social media and we have so many examples of the perfect version of people from all different types of communities, I think you have everybody questioning whether or not they're desirable if they don't fit into that mold. Let's take the transgender community, for example, right? Not every trans woman looks like Janet Mock, right? Janet Mock is a beautiful woman, right? And I would like dare to say that all trans women are beautiful, but I would be ignorant to think that there are women out there, trans women out there, who don't look like Janet Mock, who don't fit into the mold that Janet Mock fits in, who probably don't feel desirable, who probably don't feel beautiful because they feel like that's the standard that they have to attain to. And so questions like, am I attractive? Is my butt big enough? Does the shape or composition of my body look good or sexy? Are my teeth straight enough? Do I look good in a bathing suit? I mean, I could go on and on. These types of questions are rooted in these perceived standards pushed by specific ideals of beauty, success, and personality traits. I think that we find ourselves struggling with who we actually are because we're trying to attain a certain level of beauty. We're trying to live up to certain standards. We're trying to play into certain caricatures and personality traits that may not authentically be for us. I think at the end of the day, all signs point to social media. These motherfuckers really got y'all out here losing y'all minds. And I'm guilty, okay? God damn it, I'm guilty. Because we all want to look good. But I feel like when humans see other humans being rewarded with social currency and attention for something, they naturally want it for themselves. It's like the old saying from the elders, comparison is the thief of joy. So I got some facts for y'all. Let me pull out my laptop because I am a scholar. Okay, I got a degree in sociology. Thank you. So the APA Dictionary of Psychology defines the social comparison theory as the proposition that people evaluate their abilities and attitudes in relation to those of others in a process that plays a significant role in self-image and subjective well-being. There are 3 types of social comparison. Upward social comparison, which means you're comparing yourself with someone judged to be better than you. That means having more money, more wealth, a higher social standing, greater physical attractiveness, whatever you want to call it. Downward social comparison, meaning you're comparing yourself with someone judged to not be good as you. That's an example of maybe you have more money and you look down on others because they don't have a certain socioeconomic status, or because of the cars they drive, or because of the clothes they wear. Hey, Atlanta, you know, you girls like to do that. Great. And then there's the lateral social comparison, comparing oneself with another who is considered to be more or less equal. This is for the hating hoes that are jealous of their best friends. That's you. Lateral social comparison. Okay, great. Thanks. Glad we got that cleared. So when we talk about social comparison, right, what we're running into is we have these people using social media as the pure driving factor of being how people compare themselves to what they see. Not what they know, but what they see. And I've been guilty of it. I'm sure you've been guilty of it. I mean, we all have, right? We see the cars, we see the clothes, we see the success, and we think, when will it happen for me? We think, are we ever going to be able to attain that certain lifestyle? What are they doing that I'm not, that I can't get to that? Ooh, child, this wine got me burping and stuff. Ooh. Yeah, God, we bad. We had to replenish my wine, and the camera got a little hot. Y'all know we on a budget, but we making great art. Hallelujah. We doing ministry. Thank you, Jesus. All right. But back to the thing. What I was saying is nothing is more sustainable than being you. Being you. Nothing is more sustainable than being you. Write that in your journal. Nothing is more sustainable than being you. Meaning that you need to be your authentic self in order for you to get where you're going. The whole fake it until you make it mentality strikes an ode of being inauthentic to get where you are. But the thing about pretending is that you don't get to stop it. You have to keep it up. It's an act. It's like a Broadway show. The show never ends. It has a run. So nothing is more sustainable than being you. But don't let the pressures of the world become so loud in your mind that you paralyze yourself into unproductivity. I myself have done that a million times, where I'm looking at these other creators, I'm looking at these other podcasters, and I'm thinking about all of the things that I'm not. I'm thinking about all of the reasons and the ways that I am inadequate, right? Even when I began my weight loss journey, to this day, I've lost about 35 pounds, but I find myself like scrolling through social media, looking at like all the ways that my body didn't form or mold like the next guy's body did, right? Like, why don't I have those muscles, or why don't I have those abs, or why don't I have that definition in that certain part of my body? All of those things push you into a mindset that says that it can't or won't happen for you. And when you live in the mindset of it can't happen for me, it won't happen for me, it's never going to happen for me, you begin to invite that type of fear, energy, negativity into your life, into your orbit. So the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this is that achieving a goal requires going through a process, and many people don't share what the ebbs and flows of things look like on social media. That's probably the most cliche thing I've said during this entire conversation. I know everybody tells you that. People don't share what the real story. Okay? We're in the final tidbit of the episode. I said what I said. So the question I have for you is, whose life is it? Whose life is it? Don't create room for social media and those highlight reels to be the thief of your joy. That's number 2. Number 3, I'm sure you always hear people say that you need to take time away from social media. I hear people talk a lot about doing social media cleanses. They say that it helps you manage, the expectations and the criticisms that you put on yourself, taking time away, being connected and with the greater earth, going outside, all that stuff. That's awesome bullshit to me. I think the real thing that you need to be doing is, number 1, speaking to wise counsel. Whether it's an elder, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a life coach, whether it's a mentor, go to someone that can help you gain a greater sense of perspective. Likely someone who didn't grow up with feeling the pressures of social media. And when you go there, I encourage you to dig a little deeper and ask yourself these questions. Why do I feel like I'm not good enough? What triggers me to compare myself to others or feel inadequate when I see other people seemingly doing better than me? Do I believe I have what I want? Yes or no? And if no, why not? What am I placing my value in? And why do I want the things I see other people have? And that last question is super important, because you may see someone have something, but it may not be for you to have. And you may only want it because you see them with it. Like a kid. Remember your cousin used to have a toy? And you just wanted the toy because you saw she had it. You really didn't even have no interest with the toy. You just knew she had the toy, so you wanted the toy. All of these things are going to be important questions to help you relieve yourself of these pressures. Yes, you can do a social media cleanse. Yes, you can fast. Yes, you can go outside and walk with the earth, be with the grass. But none of that is going to help you actually rid yourself of this comparison, of this anxiety that comes around social media. You are as desirable, you are as attractive as you think you are, right? That's linked to the inner confidence that you have about yourself. So, as you leave this 20-minute episode, remember, comparison is the thief of joy. And you do not need to attain to some unrealistic, inauthentic idea that's being presented on social media in order to feel desirable, worthy, or even talented. Those things inherently come through you because of who you are. And the more you lean into your authenticity, the more you lean into who you are, the quicker you'll get to all of the things that you want in this life. Okay. I'm done. I'm done. Cheers to the girls' weekend.